Two friends who have quickly become bitter enemies, Joe Dombrowski.
Introducing first the challenger, being accompanied to the ring by Ren Jones. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, La Estrella de Lucha Libre, the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christi Jaynes.
Well, this is a matchup that we thought we were going to see back in the month of March at our 18th anniversary. Injuries and flight issues precluded that from happening, but Christi Jaynes gets her opportunity tonight, and I am a bit unsettled by the fact Ren Jones is out here. Hasn't he caused enough problems tonight?
And if there's one thing I think he's looking to look at the cause in this contest, it's a solution.
Her opponent from Chicago, Illinois, the AAW Women's Champion, Skye Blue.
What a proud moment it was in the career of Skye Blue when she proved every critic and detractor wrong and captured that AAW Women's Championship and vanquished one of her top bullies, Allison Kay, silenced. Everybody else that stood in her way, silenced. But the one person Skye Blue wanted in her corner the most to congratulate her, Christi Jaynes, completely tarnished that moment by making it about her.
The woman who turned her back on her seconds after she won that championship.
And there you see the reason why Ren Jones getting inside Christi's head and telling her how great she is. And she is great. She's a great wrestler, great athlete, bright future. But that doesn't mean it's at the expense of a great friendship. Skye Blue and Christi Jaynes watch each other's backs for so long here in AAW. But not to be anymore. It's selfishly motivated. Similarities to the Myron Austin issue, but in this case, it's a rotten apple from the outside that's come in and ruined this friendship in the form of Ren Jones and his attempts to build this power couple with Christi Jaynes.
Well, it may be a selfish motivation for Christi Jaynes, but it's a motivation nonetheless. Oh, and a drop kick to the back. Christi Jaynes sent into Ren Jones by Skye Blue, the AAW Women's Champion. It's a motivation nonetheless. Yes, Ren Jones has kind of been the difference maker here for Christi Jaynes. This change in mentality, this change in mindset. Now it's all about Christi. You talk to Christi.
Well, I mean, you know, Christi can have whatever opinion or mindset that Christi wants, but bottom line is Skye Blue's put in the work. And Skye Blue has been cast aside, judged, overlooked from the day she walked into the front door here, but she never let that change her. She only allowed that to make her better. But Christi, showing that aggressive side, sends Skye Blue on top of the steel. And this certainly, we've seen many women's matches in AAW spill over against and even over the guardrails. But did you ever think you'd see Christi doing this to Skye Blue?
That AAW Women's Championship is a motivator, Joe. And when you're motivated by the gold and the glory, it's going to make you do crazy, crazy things.
It will. Well, it seems anytime a championship has a chance to go to Rio de Janeiro, there's controversy abounding. So, Christi Jaynes, if she gets her wish, I mentioned it earlier, but the vacation, the celebration, the cruise, the flights, her and Ren Jones, you know they're going to be seeing the world.
These two athletes brawling into the crowd. And if you know Christi Jaynes, especially here at 115 Bourbon Street, she's got one thing and one thing in mind.
Is that Axel Rico? What is he doing out there? Axel Rico getting involved.
Oh, looks like he did the right thing and bought a ticket.
I saw Kev Kellum down there. Hit him, Kevin. Rico was a major issue in this friendship as well. Look at this, another shot. Somebody throw him out. He's not even booked. What's going on?
How are him and Skye Blue on the same page now?
That's weird, isn't it? A lot of weird things going on. Strange bedfellows when there's championship stakes. Maybe even Axel Rico is disgusted by Christi Jaynes.
There's AAW officials, Kev Kellums, Bourbon Street Security, everybody trying to keep the action away from the spilling into the fans here.
Well, it's going to spill into the bar.
That's Christi Jaynes.
Look at Red Jones cheerleading. Get him away from them, by the way. He's a distraction just being there.
Jaynes now just laying the heavy shots.
Skye Blue still fighting back.
Skye Blue.
Well, a mid-match drink.
Joe, you a White Claw guy?
Well, not really. And I wouldn't be a White Claw guy either if I was challenging for a title.
Could you imagine if the Sandman drank White Claws?
Oh my goodness. What is this? A toast?
Oh, and a super kick on the bar by Christi Jaynes. Skye Blue sent crashing.
I think that was the good-natured heart of Skye Blue coming out. She wanted there to be a moment of solidarity between her friend and her again. And unfortunately, Christi Jaynes is just playing with her heart. Repulsive.
Oh, and Ren Jones getting on the celebration now.
Hadn't Ren Jones taken the spotlight from enough people tonight? Doesn't he have a flight to catch?
Well, Christy's on the flight with him.
Okay. Well, maybe she can get standby on the next
And
one.
if they have their way here tonight, they're not going to be on that flight alone. They're going to have some gold with them, that AAW Women's Championship, if Christi Jaynes can keep her eyes on the prize.
On the flight alone, it's a private jet?
You ever seen the Swag Champs jet?
No, he's not going to let me close to the jet, no.
It's no Tracy Smothers helicopter,
well,
but it's nice.
What is?
Oh, and she puts the backwards hat
Yeah.
on, mocking Skye Blue.
Exactly. And these fans are getting more of a interpersonal involvement than they thought. Red Jones taking offense, and Red Jones gets one.
Oh, and
Look
Christy
out.
retorts with one of her own.
This is chaos.
Absolute chaos and bedlam here at 115 Bourbon Street with the Women's Championship on the line.
And Red Jones, get your hands off of her. You're not in this match. Come on.
Ren Jones putting her back over the guardrail.
And this may be one of those moments that referee's discretion needs to come in mind.
Oh, and doing the same now for Christi Jaynes, getting them away from all these heathens in the crowd.
Heathens in the crowd. Everybody in this room right now, and you refer to the crowd as the heathens.
Calls them like I sees them. Oh!
And now we're just going to punt. We're going to. Okay, sure. I don't know anymore. And that could be our next women's champion.
That guy in the crowd?
No, not him.
DDT from Christi Jaynes getting the action back on track.
Guy in the crowd got to shave his chest first.
And now Christi Jaynes going underneath the ring. What's she got in mind here?
Well, nothing good. Maybe the extermination of a once strong friendship for good. Maybe that final nail in the coffin.
Grabbing a couple steel equalizers. Is Christi Jaynes.
And who's to say what kind of condition Skye Blue is in right now after everything she withstood in the last 5 or 7 minutes of this bar fight?
I don't like the way that Christi Jaynes is setting those chairs up one bit.
Not at all.
And I don't think Skye Blue is either, which is why she's battling out of this with everything that she possibly can.
I mean, there's
Chin breaker, creating some distance.
There's no way to set up the chairs that feels pleasant. It's just bad to worse to oh God. And we're somewhere between 2 and 3 right now. About to get worse.
Well,
Skye Blue, I don't think fully is aware where she is right now.
as Christi Jaynes scales up the buckles, this danger element went from 2 to 3 to 11 real quick, Joe Dombrowski.
If Christi gets this superplex, it could be the end of Skye Blue's career, not just her title reign.
Battles out of it to Skye Blue. Christi Jaynes finds her way out the back door and now lands back on her feet, hoists her onto the shoulders. Ripcord, ducks that clothesline. Oh, eats a forearm strike, follows with one of her own.
Hard back and forth shots. Skye Blue just fighting for survival at this point.
Oh, the chair's being positioned in the center of the ring.
Who had time to order shots in this match? Skye Blue, please don't fall for this again. Christi Jaynes is just
One for Ren, too.
playing with Skye Blue's head at this point.
As these athletes take the shots. Oh, and a hellacious shot from both combatants. 115 Bourbon Street has turned into goddamn West Virginia real quick, Joe Dombrowski.
Well, they better be feeling no pain with the impact of these strikes back and forth. Who's going to budge first? Women's title on the line.
Hatred in their heart and championship gold on their mind. Both champion and challenger
Contact made with Skye Blue and Red Jones.
sizing one another up. Skye follows with one. Christi comes in with one of her own.
Oh, got the knee. Skye Blue measures her. Two-shot combo. Got her? No.
Step up knee strike followed with another quick strike. Shades of another former Chicagoan.
Well, we're seeing that aggression that we always knew Skye Blue had, and when she can channel it. Wait.
Oh!
Oh, no! Damn you!
The steel chair colliding twice. Skye Blue out on her feet, and now Christi Jaynes
No, Skye Blue's limped.
into the submission. The arm being checked. Pemberton calls for the bell, and just like that, we got a new women's champ.
What the hell was that?
9 minutes, 51 seconds. Your winner and new AAW Women's Champion, Christi Jaynes.
Red Jones couldn't have been any more blatantly involved if his name was on the contract too.
No countouts, no disqualifications, Dombrowski.
Well, there should be exceptions to every rule, or non-rule to me, but the bottom line is Christi Jaynes is the AAW Women's Champion, and this power couple have done exactly what they set out to do, and come on, get her off of her.
And Jaynes just laying waste to her former bestie, Christi Jaynes.
There's no call for this.
It's all about Christi. It's all about the AAW Women's Championship. Joining an illustrious list of combatants, your Jessica Havocks, your Kylie Rays, Kimberly, Chris Statlander, Allison Kay, Skye Blue, and now, La Australia de Lucha Libre, Christi Jaynes, your new AAW Women's Champion.
Hope you're proud of yourselves.
And they got that flight to catch, Dombrowski.
I hope they both get a middle seat.
AAW fans, thank you for joining us here on Fight TV. We're going to take you to comments from our friends at Pro Wrestling Tees.